Standing here at the edge of a farmer's field, getting ready to enter the iron forest. It is wintry and really wet, so I gotta start building a structure and get dry. Let's go do this. So one of the benefits of winter camping is that you can notice the traffic. I've noticed a couple bike tracks and lots of footprints. So my location is going to be key here. I want to be away from people and kind of have my own chill spot. My plan today is to build a teepee. About a year ago I was watching the APTN network here in Canada, and they were building a teepee out in Labrador. So my plan is to take what I've learned from that video, build myself a teepee, and do a nice fun winter solo stealth camp here in the Iron Forest. There's that boat. This will be my last stealth camp in this forest. Right now I'm waiting on my car, and then I'm going to be able to get to a whole lot of new places. So that's the plan. Now this stuff here, this is what I plan on using as my wall for the teepee. If you watched my last stealth camp video, I actually used it as my bed. I hacked up a little bit of it for my bed, so I sat there the other night and thought about it, and that stuff would be perfect for the wall of the teepee and the bed. So I'm gonna see if we can't do that. I'm gonna find a location kind of right in this area to post up the teepee. And I got lots of the stuff to work with. So I'm gonna be basically hacking away at that for most of the morning. But first, the teepee needs a frame. So I'm gonna go find some straight logs and start chopping them down, start building that frame. So what I did was, at the tip of my finger is where the footpath is through the woods. I kind of walked this way, and I figured what a better spot to make a teepee out of this stuff than right in the middle of this stuff. So if we turn around here, I'm going to clear this area out, and I'm just going to make a giant pile of this material right there. And then once I do that, then I'll get the frame. I'll go chop some wood down for the frame to get that posted up, and then I'll start harvesting this stuff for the walls of the teepee. So we're going to see if this works. It's going to take me a little bit, but it's going to be fun and challenging. So here we go. So it's pretty much raining right now, which is really annoying. I cleared out a little spot right here for my teepee. The stuff that I harvested, I leaned it up against my gear, my backpack and all that, because it's getting wet, so I got to keep that stuff dry. So my next step is to go find 3 poles to start off the teepee. Try to keep this camera shit dry enough so that it doesn't ruin. Let's go find those poles. My main mission right now is to get dry. This is really icky and wet. My gloves are already wet from chopping that crap down, so I'm hoping that it snows in the next little bit, because it would be better than this wet, rainy stuff. So I'm going to start finding those poles and get this thing built. Maybe I get a fire going, start drying the stuff off. So this guy right here, that's dead standing. So let's say that's about 15 feet tall. It's not that thick, but this little hatchet, It's perfect for chopping up wood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang my bag on here, come back to that so I can recognize it. I'm not too far from my spot that I'm setting up, so that will be a significant amount of wood for my little fire that I'm going to be having in the teepee. So I'm going to come back to that later after I get my poles and I get the frame set up and everything. And that'll be phase 2, chopping up all the firewood. It's going to take a little bit as well. Right now I'm on phase 1, which is getting the frame of the teepee set up. Here's another dead standing. Nice and dry inside. Perfect for my fire. Over this way there is some, the last stealth camp I did, there's some people that hang out in that area kind of on the regular that I've noticed. So my spot turning around is beyond this hay stuff, whatever, straw, whatever you want to call it. So it's going to be pretty hidden. And this is the tall stuff, so this stuff is about 10 feet tall. That's the stuff I'm going to want to harvest for the outside of the teepee. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I've changed the plan slightly. Basically, the initial idea was to get a nice diameter of a log for the frame of the teepee. Since this structure is going to be temporary, I'm going to be using this guy right here, just kind of like a thinner, dead wood, and I'm going to lean those up. It's only for one night, so I don't need it to be completely structurally sound, so to speak. So I'm going to try that out. Not worried about a crazy wind going on tonight. It might snow, it might rain, and that's all I pretty much want to be sheltered from. So I'm going to get these guys taken down. Be cool if I had a target. So I'm back in my spot here. I brought those logs that I gathered. I stand it up like this, and hard to gauge from the video, but that's about 12 feet if I lean them all up like this, which is more than enough space. I literally just need enough space to lie down, and then the fire has to be a safe distance from the walls, which are going to be technically flammable because it's going to be this crap right here. So what did I bring to work with? Well, went to the dollar store and firstly I have some birch, leftover birch from my last stealth camp. And then this is what I got. Bought 2 packs of twine, which I plan on using to kind of attach the straw stuff to the frame of the teepee. And then I bought like 6 or 7 packs of zip ties. I don't know why, but I just thought that they might come in handy connecting this stuff together. So that's the plan. I am going to need a little more. I'm going to need a few more of these logs. There looks to be some dead ones standing up around here, so I'm going to go collect those right now. Get this frame set up based on how I learned from the APTN program that I watched. And then the next step after that is to walk that way and collect that tall stuff, particularly the ones with the fuzzy on the top. Those are the tallest ones, it seems. They stick out over all the rest, so I'm going to collect a bunch of those, and that's more or less the height of the teepee. So if I'm lucky, I can just kind of line them up around the base and then tie it up with that twine, make myself a smoke hole, and start working on the fire. And of course, the floor or my bed is going to be, again, just like in the last video, I'm going to use this straw stuff as my bed. So I'm going to get to that right now. Inches, so we got this. So the idea here is to lay them straight on the ground, tie the ends up together as much as I can with this twine, and then prop it up and spread it out like a tripod kind of, and build onto that. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm taking the twine. I got 3 rolls in a pack and I got 2 packs of it, which is probably more than enough. I'm just wrapping it around under, so I'm going around, and then I'm going through here, under, and then I'll go through this side, and then over top as much as I can. This stuff is pretty strong, so I might only need 1 roll, but who knows, maybe I'll put another one. And then I'm going to prop this guy up and start building the frame, and then the fun part will be harvesting those bushy straw pieces for the frame. That's going to be pretty cool. The only thing I'm worried about at this point is whether or not I can have a safe fire in there without worrying about the fire burning down the structure. So we'll see what happens. Okay, now's the fun part. I'm going to prop her up and see how it looks. So here we have it. It's I'd say that's just over, the height is probably about 7 feet tall. I did kind of just pull these right out of the ground. These were dead standing. Initially I was going to chop down some fresh trees, but I figured I'd save the energy and just yank these out of the ground. So I'm going to take my hatchet, take these roots off to spread the legs out a bit more and hopefully give me a bit more room to work with in there. I want to be able to lie down flat fully. That's the only concern other than the fire, but so far it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to hack those guys off and then lean up more on the side, and then the next step comes. It is getting a little chilly out. It did stop raining, so I'm kind of happy about that. My hands are nice and dry now, for now anyway. Alrighty, so not too far from my spot, I found this dead ash tree right here. It's kind of thin, but I'm having a small fire. It's a small space, so that should do it. I'm going to tip this guy down. I'm going to use the long piece for firewood and the short piece for the last piece I need for the teepee. And then off into the straw. There's the train. Anyway, so this is the idea here that I had in my head. Build a halfway point to lean the straw on, and then use twine to tie it into place. Do that for each section. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 sections, so I'm going to do the bottom half. Top half is going to be a little trickier. You're going to have to make sure it's tied securely on there. But I think that will work. I just have to harvest a shitload of that stuff. So that's what I'm going to do now. And then on to the next step. So where I was over there, I was getting a lot of short stuff. I made a couple of random little piles to pick up as I make my way back to the camp. Now I'm into the really tall stuff. This stuff is like 13 feet, and there's nice clusters of it. I see this thing here. I don't know what the heck that is. That's some sort of a piece of this old factory that used to be here. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to walk over there, check that shit out. Let's see what that is before I start harvesting the rest of this stuff. Huh. Looks like it's just an old big hunk of metal. Somebody probably at some point camped out in here. It's kind of neat. It's got a hole in the roof, but whatever. Now I'm into the good stuff. So I'm going to start hacking away at this stuff. This is the hardest part of this mission. So I'm going to get to it. So I had to take off my coat. It's getting a little sweaty, all this work, but these pieces are like just as tall as a teepee. So if I can get enough of these, then I'm good to go. I don't even have to do the double layer thing. And I'm right in the cream of the crop. There's so much of it out here, it's ridiculous. So I'm just gonna keep at her. Alright, so I got a good system going here. I'll do my best to try to film this. I do have limitations on my battery, so I gotta preserve it as best I can. So I have a little path. There's my big ass pile of straw. Come over here. Hold on. Let me get my glove on. Yeah. Okay, so I come over here. I grab a handful of this. And then, oh shit. Hold on. Grab a handful of it. Can't do two things at once apparently, so Anyway, I grab a handful, I'm just holding it with my leg, but normally I'd hope you holding it with my hand. 3 or 4 chops and the stuff just breaks right apart. And then normally I'd have a bigger handful, but walk it over here, flip it up, turn it around into the pile, and repeat. So I was right, this stuff is bigger than 12 feet. This stuff is like 15 feet, some of it is anyway. So I mean, that's a pretty big pile. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep grinding away at this stuff until I'm sure I have enough. And then for the outside of the teepee, and then for the inside, half of it's going to be my bed. I'm going to lay this stuff down for my bed, and then I guess I'll be good to go from there. Now the next step is the fire. Putting up that, making a smoke hole on the top so the smoke and shit can escape, so I'm not getting smoked out in there. Alright, here we go. Back at her. Came upon a little overturned bird nest, so I'm gonna leave that alone because they might reuse the materials to make a new one in the spring. So I'm gonna go this way. In fact, my pile's getting pretty big. I might tie it up with some twine and haul it back to my campsite. I might grab a little bit more. I'm gonna do that. Start propping it up and do an inventory and see how much more I need. Can't say that I've seen that many geese at one time in my life before. That's kind of cool. Okay, so I'm back at the teepee and got my straw. Honestly, it looks like a big pile when I was over there hacking away at it, but now that I'm at the teepee it looks a lot smaller. So I'm definitely going to have to do probably at least 3 more runs of the same amount of that. But for now, I'm going to prop her up and see what it looks like, see how much I can cover. It is getting a little chillier, so I'm more motivated to hurry the heck up. Record it. Okay, let's see how much this will cover. So that took me about, I don't know, I'd say about a half hour to get all that. And I was able to cover 2 sections up. It's not airtight by any means. Looks like I got a lot more to do, so here's a view of the inside. I'm going to spread it evenly as I can. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more sections to do. The time is about 3 o'clock, so I better get grinding at that. I still have to get firewood. I have this long piece here, but that is not going to cut it. And I also still have to do the floor, so. So right now I need to go collect some firewood. I have it 90% done, I just need to do some touch-ups. But there she is there. Nice and camouflaged. I'm standing about 15 feet away right now. And I'm going to be, excuse me, I'm going to be walking over to the footpath where people have been walking by on the regular today. As you can see, it's barely noticeable. That's the roof of it. So it's totally stealthy. I can see my tripod right there that I forgot to take down, but I'm just venturing off to go grab some firewood for the night. But that's perfectly stealthy. I can't even barely notice that. If I didn't know it was there, it would just look like a bunch of straw. So we're gonna see what it looks like from the actual footpath over here. Before I go get some firewood. Here's the abandoned boat. And we're at the footpath. So aside from the top a little bit, that's like not noticeable at all. So I'm totally good to go. Time to collect some firewood. I'm just keeping my voice down because apparently this has been a popular spot for people today. Hence all the footprints. So the plan is to go get some firewood right now, and I'm gonna have to do one more grind over there and grab a bunch of that stuff again, just to do the finishing touches. And for the bed, firewood, and I'm good to go. Alright, so the sun's coming down. I was just kind of randomly walking around the woods looking for bigger clusters of the straw stuff. I ended up finding some. I just hauled this crap all the way across the forest. It's not too heavy, but it's just awkward to carry, and given the amount of light I have right now, I honestly don't have time to be tying it up with twine and all that. I just kind of got it over here as quick as I could because I literally haven't harvested any firewood yet, so I have to spend the next hour and a half doing that. So right now I'm going to go bring this over there, attach it up, see what it looks like, and then get my firewood going for the night and get my bed down. Finally get to relax. I'm so tired. Been doing this all day. Okay, let's do this. I hope that's big enough. It should be. That should do the trick. On the other side, I should be, in case it rains, I should be pretty dry. This could be a lot better. Honestly, the first half of chopping that stuff up took a while because I wasn't at a nice cluster, and it took much longer to do. And then when I just found the cluster I found, it took me literally like 15 minutes to get like a huge bundle. So I'm gonna go collect my firewood now and get this fire going, settle down finally. Okay, I'm inside the teepee. This is kind of neat. I did have a huge bundle that I laid down and kind of bent it along the side for my bed. In fact, if I were to rethink this, I could have done that all along the wall and kind of insulated the wall a bit better. I do feel kind of a draft in here. There's the night sky. This thing is pretty cool in here. So I have my pillow, my sleeping. I can't see all that. Yeah, this tripod thingy. I brought a little tinfoil bowl just in case I needed to boil some water. But I'm good for water, so right now I don't feel a breeze. It's not really cold. I got a little fire going. I'm going to set up my bed and keep this fire contained so it doesn't burn this place down. As long as I keep it kind of yay big, I should be okay. So I'm going to finish setting up, and then I'll do a little video through and show you what it looks like when I'm done setting up. Alright, I'm chilling in the teepee. This is cool. It's actually pretty warm in here. I've had this fire going for a little bit right now, so the fire is just right in the middle. It's just a small little fire. The smoke is just going right up that smoke hole, which is pretty cool. I got my supper resting on my pillow. I have a thick enough straw bed to sleep on comfortably. Got my sleeping bag covering my pants because I don't want my pants ruined by all the popping embers, but got my pile of wood. That should last me the night, especially with this small little fire. That's right there is my door. I just kind of moved all the straw to the left. I'm going to be up several times adding to it. I'm really crossing my fingers that I don't have to get up in the middle of the night and leave this teepee and go find more wood. There's more wood outside the teepee on the ground. I didn't have the energy to chop it up. It's dead wood, but honestly I had to really boogie in order to get the rest of this teepee set up. It did take quite a while, so I'm here now. It's relatively warm, and my phone is showing the sky is a little kind of greenish, but it's kind of night. It's about 8 o'clock right now. And yeah, I'm just nice and warm in this toasty fire, and I'm going to eat my supper, which is a sandwich. And then I'm just going to kind of chill, go to sleep, lie down, and keep adding to this fire and stay warm. Make it through this night. It's supposed to get down to tomorrow's supposed to be a low of minus 13, so with a little bit of luck, I can get this wood to last until morning, but I guess we're going to find out. I can feel kind of a cold draft coming in from certain areas of the teepee, but there's just enough heat coming off of this fire that I can stay comfortably warm throughout the night and get a nice sleep. I'm going to be up at probably about 5 o'clock like I am every day, so at that point I'm going to probably pack up, go grab a coffee, and for now I'm going to sleep, so that's it. I did it. Gonna get through this night, have a nice sleep, and then I'll catch you all in the morning. Okay. So I burnt a hole in my glove. Trying to dry these guys off. Looks like I'm gonna have to get a new pair. Oh well. The fire is getting kind of low, but whoa man, the hot coals are keeping it nice and toasty in here. I do have a big piece of wood outside. It's like a half of a tree. What I'm planning on doing is I'm gonna kind of feed it through that hole right there and just kind of use the wick method, and throughout the night just kind of keep, as it burns, just keep pulling it in onto the fire. Yep. That's about it. It's going to be a lot of these, getting up and feeding this fire tonight. I have 10% battery, so I'm going to kind of save the rest of it for the morning. Get like a 5-minute video in the morning. And other than that, I don't want to have to get up anymore. But it looks like I might. So I'm going to go feed that thing in and then get to sleep. Again, back in business for now. Okay, I gotta muster up the energy to get out there and get that big piece of wood. This is gonna be a long night. I didn't have enough time to collect as much wood as I wanted to because I was too busy working on getting all that straw. So looks like I'm going to get that wood. So I'm outside. This is that big piece of wood I was talking about. Here's the door to the teepee. Here's the roof. There's my fire. Not too shabby. Try to get it. That's the best view I can get from this device. It definitely is nice and warm in there. Now that I'm outside of the teepee, holy cow. Okay, I gotta save my percentages for the morning. So here's my idea. That's the long piece of wood that I didn't have the energy or the time to chop up. So I opened up a little side of the teepee, fed it in through there. It's sitting on top of the fire. And what I'm planning on doing is throughout the night, that's my bed right there. I'm going to be reaching over and just kind of, as it burns, keep feeding it onto the fire throughout the night. And we'll see how that works out. Alright, back inside. Oh man, smoke in my eyes. Let's close this door. Oh boy. Okay, that's as good as it's gonna get. Back to bed. Well, the time right now is like 6 a.m. I just had to go collect some more firewood. I had a decent sleep for about an hour, and then I woke up to a pile of white ashes, and there's no fire or coals to keep me warm. So I was just freezing. So I had to open up the side of the teepee and get the heck out of there. I found a piece of birch that's burning nice and slowly. Getting this fire going here. That's the reality of it. If you don't have enough wood to get through the night, then you're going to be up no matter what collecting wood. So I'm going to try to get this fire relit. Well, I'm going to get it relit, and then I'm going to try to get back to sleep for a bit. Another thing I wish I would have brought is coffee or tea or something. But for now, let's just get the heat back and then back to bed. This thing is really cool. One little piece of birch can do wonders. Okay, let's see if I can get a little bit more sleep. The sky is still dark. I reckon I'll probably be up by the time the sun brightens up the clouds. But I collected enough wood, and I still got that wick wood to hopefully stay warm and get some more sleep for the next hour or so. Well, it's time to pack up and get out of here, so I'm going to phase out this fire and do a little walk around and check out the teepee one more time. Get the heck out of here. There she is, in all her glory. So I built it in a really cool spot. It's kind of back within the rest of this wheat straw type stuff, so it's actually kind of neato. Can't see it from the walking path, which is good. There's my little wick log that I had pulled in, and smoke's coming out the smoke hole. It's snowing today. Actually, right when I was getting a really good sleep, I could feel snow falling on my face. It woke me up from a nice comfortable sleep that I was having. It was very short-lived, but it was nice nonetheless. This here is the path. Right over there is the footpath. This is the path that I took to get here. Yeah, it's pretty camouflaged. Pretty stealthy. That's a better view right there. Alright, it's time to go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Till next time.